2, 1, and you're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sober Swole podcast. It's a special edition where I am at home, self-quarantined myself. Tonight on the podcast, we have a good friend of mine, a 22-year-old maverick, Mark Field. Before we get started on that, I'd like to give a shout-out to Royalty Nutrition. That's royaltynutrition.com. But I think we have someone that can do that a little bit better. Let's kick it to Warhorse.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
That's right, Royalty Nutrition. That's royaltynutrition.com. Follow them on Instagram at Royalty Nutrition or on Facebook, Royalty Nutrition. They are a supplement company that uses no bullshit in their formulations and high-quality ingredients to help you maintain and achieve your fitness goals. Claim your throne with royaltynutrition.com. Use that discount code 37HAKE to save you 15% on your entire order. Use that right now while everything's still on sale for an extra discount. Give us more love to Gorilla Gains. That's at Gorilla Gains 15 on Instagram and www.gorilla-gains.com. They are an apparel company that is not just for in the gym, that is comfortable and high quality apparel that helps you look great as you're picking up heavy stuff to look like a gorilla. They also make high quality and great apparatuses to help you keep you safe while you train. We're talking belts, straps, sleeves, all that good stuff you need not to blow something out while you're trying to get huge. Use the discount code JAKE15 to save you 15% on your entire order. Now, I'd like to give a shout out to the FitOps Foundation. That's www.fitops.org. FitOps Foundation is a not-for-profit organization that helps veterans and active duty service members rediscover their purpose after their active duty military service through self-discovery, camaraderie, and not just becoming certified personal trainers, but becoming highly qualified personal trainers along the way. Check them out. That's fitops.org. If you're looking for a great non-for-profit to donate to, that's fitops.org/donate. And I'm going to send it over to a gentleman who's celebrating some sort of thing. Paul?
Hi, my name is Paul, and the last name is Rowe. And yeah, as you can see behind me, we got our world champions. I got my LA hat, got my LA Dodgers. And I just went bananas last night, and that's why I'm wearing this tape on my arm, because I was just throwing my arms around, clapping, and I fucked up my elbow some more. And so, speaking of which, the reason why I got this tape on my arm is because of Advanced Physical Therapy. And they are fantastic at what they do. The whole staff is amazing, and I recommend, if you are hurting anywhere, I highly suggest going to them. I still drive to them, and I live in Mesa now. And if you want to check them out, you want to go to advancedptaz.com. And the cross streets are Pecos and Higley. Next shout out I want to give to is the Pigeon Coop. Pigeon Coop is a meeting hall where I got my sobriety at, and it's an incredible location. It's kind of centralized. It's right off the 60 and Rule, right behind Denny's. It's next to, I want to say, an AMF bowling. And they got awesome meetings. The men's group, I've just been told recently, because my old sponsor, Jeff, who was on the show last week, he stayed with us. And the men's meeting that I used to go to is now going back on. So it's Fourth Dimension. It's at 6 o'clock p.m. Sunday nights. And I highly suggest, if you're looking for just an awesome men's meeting, come on down. I'm going to be there this Sunday. So if you want to check out the meetings and see what time everything's going on, you want to go to thepigeoncoop.org. Last shout out I want to give to is my brother, Kyle Summers, who, along with Jeff, we were all under Jeff's sponsorship, and Kyle I met through the meeting of Fourth Dimension, excuse me. And what he does is he works at a addiction specialist facility, and he's one of their counselors there. He's going to school while he works full time and has a family that he's taking care of. He's an amazing person, and the place that he works at is called Purpose Healing Center. They're located out in Scottsdale, Arizona, and if you're having any type of addiction, doesn't have to necessarily be drugs or alcohol, just any type. And their staff is incredible. I've been there before. I spoke there to one of Kyle's groups. It's a great place. So I highly suggest, if you're looking for something for help, check them out. It's purposehealingcenter.com. Last but not least, we want to give a shout out to our man, the man that is behind the scenes, that is amazing at what he does, has this beautiful setup, like with my Dodgers behind me, you know. That man is named Ryan Harvey, and he is our amazing engineer. He's the host of the location, this amazing studio. And if you want to check him out, he's on Instagram, he's on Facebook, are you on Twitter, Ryan?
I am.
All right, on Twitter. And his company is Buy2Buy Studios, or Buy2Buy. I believe it's just buy2buy.com, correct?
Correct.
And so it's BUYTOBYE. And Ryan does a multitude of things. He hosts, like what he does right now with us doing our podcast. He also has a moving company, which is Buy2Buy. And what he does is he goes and picks up various locations to get furniture and other. Is it just furniture?
No, we are a full service on-demand delivery, moving, staging, TV mounting, and assembly company.
Awesome.
So all of that, yeah.
You heard it from the horse's mouth, man. And what are your since I'm not on social media anymore, what are your tag name, or however you said
We
it?
are at Buy2Buy everywhere. So at BUYTOBYE. And then on Twitch, we are at Buy2Buy Studio. So that's where you can see this live stream right now.
Hell yeah. All right. Jake, I believe we have a guest, right, that you want to introduce?
We do. We have Baby Mark, a.k.a. his real name, Mark Field. So, Mark, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, man.
Hi, guys. So my name is Mark. I'm from Georgetown, Texas. I've known Jake for, I think, at least 4 years now. I'm thinking it is. Met him at the House of the Games gym. Both. He came in as a new coach. He came in, kind of gave me some shit talking. That's why I immediately went towards him. It was great. First thing he called me was Baby Mark, because it kind of just went under his wing, and it was a good time. I'm a men's physique competitor. I've been competing now it's been 2 years since I last competed for about 4 years now. Been training for about 7 years, almost 8 years total. And I have my own apparel company and my own online training business.
Damn,
There you
man,
go.
ambitious young man.
22 years old, Paul. Well,
Ridiculous.
What were you doing at 22?
Having kids and doing lots of drugs.
Hey.
Yeah. And I was in the same boat. So, well, it wasn't having kids.
No, you were not.
I was doing the act of making kids, though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, Mark, what led you to get into the sport of bodybuilding?
So it first started all back into sophomore year in high school. My buddy Jacob kind of took me to the local rec center that we had near our house, and started working out. Fell in love with it immediately. A year goes by. He kind of got a girlfriend, kind of stopped going with me. 3 years later, we're getting ready to leave for college. Left for College Station, was in school for about 6 months, realized it really wasn't for me, moved back home. I'm still with this coach today, Zach Blakeney. Been on his team for 4 years now. And I remember I was going to be doing a show. I remember I took a picture, and so it was super lean. I realized, okay, I want to compete in an NPC show one day. Started doing it myself, started cutting down, realized I don't even know how to pose. So I went around asking for a posing coach and found Zach. At the time, he was with his ex-wife, Celinda. And they kind of just took me under their wing, showed me everything. He's still like a father figure. He's a mentor. He's a coach. He's really helped me out with my business today. It just kind of took me in. I realized I'm not terrible at school, but it's something I've never really been intrigued by. It's something that is just like, it felt like you had to go to school. This is just something you've been told all your life. You have to go to school to be successful. There's no other way. And I knew from just working like out all the time, I can't work for somebody. I have to be working out. I have to be active. I can't sit down and be doing just a 9-to-5 job. It's just not who I am. But I love bodybuilding. Did my first show, did not do too well. Do you guys have any questions before I go on? Because it's kind of a long story too.
Rock and roll, brother.
No, go for it.
Okay. So I was, I think 17 turning 18 before my first show. And I went in there, started at 164 pounds, and I went all the way down on the stage weight, 133. So I lost a lot of weight. Was not on any gear at all, nothing, all natural. And I kind of took it hard the first show because I had all my family flew out from California. They were all watching me. And I didn't go into the show looking at it as if I'm just trying to beat myself and it's just something that I did for me. I took it as if I'm going to be there, I'm going to win. That's all I cared about was winning. Didn't really see the bigger picture. Competed in the teen division, novice, and open, and I lost all 3 of them. It was just it was embarrassing to me because I saw it as, okay, this is what I want to do with my career, and I didn't win. But it's just like when you lose 3 times in a row at the same place and you step forward, you wave goodbye, it's just like, well, let's say 12 weeks of dieting down, just down the drain. I thought the thought process was pretty wrong at the time. Lost, came back, took that really hard, and I decided I'm going to compete the next year. And so if you guys have ever heard of SARMs, I ended up taking those. Never taken actual gear before, but I took SARMs, took a couple cycle of those, and came back the next year, won the overall at my men's physique competition. Actually went back to the same show that I did the year prior to, and it was awesome. I won the whole thing. I actually went up against my buddy Nemo Hong, and going all the way through prep, everybody was asking me, do you think you can beat this guy? And Nemo and I are good friends. Like, we always give each other shit. I trained with my coach, Zach, but also I trained with Nemo as well for just like coaching sessions. And so we loved competition to each other, always give each other shit for it. But every time when everybody would ask me a question about whether or not I was going to beat him, I already knew in my head I was going to beat him. But a lot of people did not believe in me because he was a lot bigger.
Well, see, that was also when Nemo had already won the Adela overall in men's physique, right? That was the same year.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and he was making his full blown transition into classic physique. So I think he was more focused on that. But you were going up against a guy who was bigger than you, like had more just dense muscle about him. Because for people that don't know, Nemo Hong has some really, really cool muscle bellies on him. His entire physique has really cool muscle bellies. They're connected. Perfect. So it was looking like a David versus Goliath kind of situation. But Mark, I'm going to brag on you here real quick. The reason why Mark is built perfectly for men's physique, because when he stands up and he opens his lats up, he has these fucking pterodactyl wings, and then just the tiniest waist you've ever seen. He looks great. So anyway, Mark, I'm sorry.
It's so good. Thanks for the compliment, Jake. Appreciate it. So we ended up getting to the stage, and I remember the moment Nemo and I stood next to each other and they called his number and my number to switch, my face was so ecstatic and I was smiling, is trying to hide it a little bit. Nemo's face seemed like it was shocked at first. He patted me on the shoulder and we switched. Ended up beating him in my class and won the overall for that show. After that, it was just after that show, that's when my whole new life kind of started to happen. It was good, but then it was also bad. That was whenever I first got into my first ever relationship. And that was something that never had before. So it's all new. At the time I was doing YouTube pretty much full time. Wasn't getting paid a lot from it, but I was being able to do it full time, which was nice. Met this girl and head over heels for her. My mindset before I met this woman, we're going to go backwards a little bit. So I started doing YouTube, and I did YouTube as a way as making the character that I wanted to be, because before YouTube, I was in a very, very depressed state. Having not told a lot of people about it, but I'm very open about it now. I was going to kill myself, and because I was just done. I got to a point in my life where I was just not motivated, felt like nobody cared about me, was just doing the same routine every single day. And my mindset was, why even talk about your problems whenever everybody else has their own? So nobody wants to hear your problems. So I never talked about it. YouTube gave me the option to give the persona of somebody who I wanted to be. And it was great at the time. It got me to the routine I was in before. Was waking up, going to the gym, coming home, playing video games until like 5 a.m, repeating that for 6 months. When you're doing that, you get into a headspace where it's just like, you're not progressing. You're not doing anything with your life. And you think to yourself, okay, well, I'm still so young. I was 17 or 18 at the time. You're so young, but still you want to progress. You want to see that, okay, I have a future coming up. But I didn't see that for myself. And so 6 months of doing that, you lose yourself. You don't know what's going on. I wanted to kill myself at that point. I don't have a bad family. My family is amazing. I was raised very well. It was just the mental state that I put myself in and that I thought nobody cared. YouTube helped me get out of that. And then skipping back forward to the competition, that was the biggest year for me. I decided to take the step into competing again. I won my whole show. I started getting social media was blowing up. I was wanting to do social media full time. And then after the competition, I found the girl, and I'm going to say her name. Her name was Christina. And she showed me a whole new world. I remember we ran into each other for the first time at a posing expo. And I asked one of the coaches, like, who is that? And they said, oh, it's Christina. She has a boyfriend at the time. I was like, okay, whatever. After the show, when I won it, I was walking out. I ate so much cheesecake that night. I was running out of the restaurant, about to throw up. I had to. And then these two other coaches called me over and said, hey, Cham. And we talked, trying not to throw up for like 10 minutes. And Christina was actually there with her boyfriend. 3 weeks later, I found her on a dating app, messaged her, and it took very persistent trying to meet this girl. Finally, it did. We dated for about 15 months. I stopped doing YouTube. That was on me. I went full force into a relationship. I got completely lost into it. It's like, I've never had this before. This is so new to me. And pretty much stopped working on myself a lot. Whenever I had a lot of momentum, a lot of things were happening for me, but then my first love happened and I got full force into it. I don't know. Have you guys ever? I'm sure that happened to y'all before too.
Women ruin everything. You know?
Yeah, it happens sometimes. So yeah, I'm very thankful for that girl. She definitely was the first person that ever made me feel like I was worth it. that I was somebody that somebody wanted to listen to, that wanted to be around. I think the darkest moment that I was in was,
Really?
go ahead.
Oh, my bad. No, continue.
Okay. I'd say the darkest moment that I was in, coming out from still being kind of depressed into this relationship, I was still healing myself, and this is so new to me because it made me feel good that I had somebody caring about me. But I was at work one day, and I remember just having a thought. I wanted to go grab my dad's gun and shoot myself in the head. And I was like, why the hell am I having these thoughts? I thought I was over this. And Christina had came over one day, and we're laying in bed, and she's asking me what's wrong. I'm just like not really talking, didn't know how to. Ended up telling her, why does anybody want to know my problems when everybody else has their own? That's my thought process. Why should I have to tell them? They obviously don't want to know. They don't care. She made me feel like I could talk. I opened up to her, and she was there for me. She told me, please don't do that. I don't want you to do that. I'm here for you. And we haven't said I love you yet, but it showed me that somebody cared, and that was a big part in my life. Went through the relationship for a while. It was a good one, but it was also we're very different people. 15 months of being into it, right around the year mark is whenever I started giving kind of more of my opinion in the relationship. And she didn't like that. She didn't like hearing my side of what I really wanted. I remember the first time I ever told her I wanted to do, this also is part of the story on why I do what I do. I took her at the Cheesecake Factory for our 2-month anniversary. And I remember looking her in the eyes and saying, I got my certification in personal training. I'm excited. I'm about to start my own business. You would think she would be like, oh, like, congratulations. That's awesome. Be so supportive. Nothing. She just kind of looks at me in the face and just says, that's not stable enough. You shouldn't do that. I'm just like, what are you, but what about this and this and this? Like, you see my coaches, they're succeeding very well. It's just not stable enough. Okay. And I'd say about a month later, she kind of gave in, like, I'm sorry, I should have been more supportive, but she never really like wanted me to do it still. And I remember laying in bed with her one day, and we were talking about our future and our goals and stuff. She wanted to be a nurse and so, and I'm just like, I'm so supportive of this. So, like, good job. I'm being the boyfriend. And then she asked me, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want to do something I'm really passionate about that I love. I want to do personal training and bodybuilding. She goes, that's not stable enough. You just need to get a 9-to-5 job and support the family. And again, we're 21 at this time. We don't have a family. It's just her and I. We don't have a family. So I'm like, what family are you talking about? And I didn't say that to her. I'm just like in my head thinking, like, what the hell? It was just very kind of controlling. Going down the line, I ended up applying to be a firefighter. And I think it was going to be a great job. It was going to be a good time. I had the idea of it at first, but it was kind of her saying I have to get a 9-to-5. And applied to the Austin Fire Academy and got pretty far into it, didn't make it at the end of the cut. Then I saw Killeen Fire Department, and I went over there, applied, got accepted. And I'd say 3 months before that I got into the academy, we started fighting a lot. It's just the small things. Like, it got to the point where, I'm going over to her house. I expect to at least have 2 to 3 arguments or be fights, and then we'll be good for the day. It's just started getting very unhealthy. I'm the type of person that will take care of her feelings first before mine, because I know how I'm going to feel, but not her. So I made sure she was good, lost myself, didn't ever stand up for myself, tell her how I was feeling. And ended up trying to break up with her like 3 or 4 times. And then I remember the first time I broke up with her, closed the door to her room, and I froze. I couldn't move. And she opens the door and says, "Can you please stay?" And it kept going back and forth, the breaking up to staying. It was overall just a very controlling relationship and kind of manipulative. It goes pretty deeper into the story. But I remember the last words that she said when I finally did break up with her were, I went over to, for some reason we still gave each other Christmas presents. We decided to, and it's fine. So I got her a promise ring a while ago, never doing that again. I got her a promise ring, spent like $250 on it. She got me this cheap like $25 rubber ring. And I was just like, as soon as she gave it to me, I'm just like, I love it. It's great.
I bought a pack of those. I bought a pack of those on Amazon for like $10. I got like 6. I was just like, dude, you knew the ring I wanted. We went shopping for this stuff, and she ended up just getting me like some cheap thing. I would get her all these presents. She'd give me like a handwritten note saying, "I love you so much." And just like, the thought that counts. Cool. When I gave her a present, I was like, "Do you want to go and talk inside? Like, do you want to talk at all? Like, is everything okay?" I remember before that, she was causing me so much anxiety. I don't have anxiety. I do now, but I don't get anxiety a lot. I just didn't before. I remember the worst that I got were, she's around me. I had to take like 5 melatonin just to go to sleep because I could not be around her. And it was just so painful just to be around her at that time. That's when I knew it was like, it's probably time. And when I gave her her present, I asked for the ring back. I said, "Can I please get the ring?" And she said, "Why?" I said, "Well, because we're not together." I said, "Well, honestly, I'm kind of worried you're going to sell it." And she said, "Well, are you going to ask me?" I said, "Are you going to sell it?" She said, "No." I said, "Okay, whatever." We went inside and started talking, and this is the last thing that she ever told me. She told me, "I don't believe that you are a man. I don't believe that you have any idea on what you're doing in life or where you're going. You have no motivation, no drive. You are completely lost. If I think you and I stayed together, I would have left you myself." And then right whenever she told me I wasn't a man, I said, "I don't believe you're a woman." And she goes, "Whoa, calm down. You're getting defensive." And I was like, "Okay, go for it." Then she said, "We're in different parts of lives right now, Mark. I'm right here. You're down here." I was just like, "Oh, okay." So after that, went to the fire academy for about a month and a half and decided this is not for me. I love the fire academy. It was a great time. The camaraderie you built with those guys back in there was amazing. I've never had something like that before. Waking up every day, going through that academy and the struggles, like having to push yourself and work as a team, you really build a relationship quick with those people. That was great. Hey, Mark, we're going to have to reset the Zoom here in a second because we ain't paying for no pro.
Sick.
So let's log out of this thing and then we'll just dial back in. All right. We'll get back into the fire academy, okay? I mean, the firehouse.
Okay. Cool.
All right, brother. See you in a second.
All right.
I thought we had 40 minutes.
That was 40 minutes.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
So how about those Dodgers, sir?
Bro, Dodgers.
So
yes, sir.
Your lady, our sweetheart Desiree, she filmed you and you weren't aware of this. Is this correct?
Well, yes. So, the last inning was fucking unreal, dude, because first off, I wanted Alex Wood to be the starting pitcher since if we were going to go to Game 7, Walker Buehler was going to be our pitcher, and he's a stud. And Snell for the Tampa Bay was just fucking unreal, dude. Like, had Chris Taylor not hit that ball, he would have had a perfect game. And when Kevin Cash pulled him, I knew right then we're going to be hitting. And when Anderson came in, it was over. And then when Loop came in, I knew. And then Fairbanks, I still can't believe they kept them in as long as they did.
Yeah.
And so the last, so there's 2 outs. And
Hold on, before we get there, what was your reaction to your boy? You're wearing a shirt. His name's on your back. When they took him out. I didn't watch the game, so I didn't see how that happened. What was the reaction? Like,
so
was there a commercial break and they announced it?
Correct. So like, yeah, it totally.
They stopped the game?
Yeah. Dude, it like totally put a damper on the celebration. Like, as soon it was Rios came in, because they put Rios in before they even mentioned it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a second, where the fuck is Rios going in? Where the fuck's Turner? And so I'm going online trying to see, is he injured? What's going on? And then they announce, oh, he tested positive for COVID. I'm like, you motherfuckers. Like, seriously, they get tested. The whole team gets tested every day. The Dodgers have been in that stadium for 3 weeks now because they played the Padres there, they played the Braves there, then they played Tampa Bay there.
Right.
And so they get tested every single day. So you're telling me that one player, Turner, they were like, you know what? We don't got the results. So go ahead, go play. And then 7th inning, you pull him? Like, come on, dude. And the fact that he didn't get to celebrate with his brothers on the field, that truly pissed me off.
But he's in the team photo.
You're correct. No, he came back out. He got to hold the trophy, and then he got to take the picture. But, dude, it was...
Sounds like a hot-ass mess.
It was.
Isn't there a picture of him kissing somebody, too?
Ah, damn.
I don't know. I haven't seen that picture.
I think I seen it on the tweeters today.
Yeah, dude. It's I went a little ape shit in the video. The last 2, so there's 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 balls. Urias is the pitcher. Forget who the batter was. I want to say it was Adames, but I'm not sure. And he pitches foul ball. Then he pitches one more time, and it goes right down the center. Batter doesn't even swing. And, dude, I was jumping up and down. I was screaming.
We should have had that video queued up.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. No, it's definitely, we'll post it.
Yeah.
We'll post it for you guys to see. Congrats.
Dude, yeah. Congrats. It was, I waited 32 long years for this because I remember watching the World Series with the Dodgers back in '88 and watching Kirk Gibson hit the home run for us to win. And so I've been waiting so long to be a part of the Blue Parade. And now I get to be a part of it.
And this was before Mark was born, correct?
Oh, long before. Yeah.
I don't know the math.
Be sure to call Will so you can go do your birthday suit blue with him down at the parade.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's
shit,
right.
I didn't even text him. I should.
That's right. Your new BFF.
Uh-huh.
All right, so baby Mark, you were talking about how you made it onto the Killeen Fire Department and the kind of like the awesome kind of camaraderie that's built in the firehouse, right?
Yeah. All right. So was in the academy for about a month and a half and really started going into it. I at first it was just like, it's like something you always start. It's new, it's uncomfortable. You don't know if you want to be in it or not. It was going good. Usually it's just like, okay, in my head, I was always telling myself I'm not good at school, but in this, I was doing great. I was passing every single test. It was clicking and it felt good. Started doing really good on the test and I was ahead of the athletic part of it, way ahead of it. I did amazing in that part. It was a good time. I'm new. So we got breaks for about 30 minutes and sometimes we get like an hour and a half. I remember going to the gym, and I finally ran into my ex for the first time in like 2 months of not seeing her. And that I looked fucking stupid, dude. I was on no food in my stomach. I was on pre-workout, like a scoop and a half probably. Ran into her. I'm shaking. I couldn't breathe. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, like, I don't know, man. I haven't seen you in like 2 months, and my heart's racing. We start talking a little bit. She shows me her new phone, and I was like, "Oh, can I try it?" And I see it really quick. Slap that thing out of her hands. Slaps the ground. I'm like, "Oh gosh, I hope it doesn't like have a crack." But that was like the last time I got to see her, and that was very hard. Skip ahead like 2 weeks. I knew I kind of had a breakdown in front of my dad. I ended up trying to study that day, and I couldn't think clearly at all. I was just like, why am I doing this? This isn't even what I want to do with my life. It's not. And I broke down in front of my dad saying like, I'm struggling. It's so hard to drive past this girl's house every single day going to the academy. And this isn't even something I want to do. I was doing it for this girl because she told me to. And in my head, I'm just saying to him, I'm not going to do this anymore. This is the day I decide to take charge of my life, and that I am going to do what Mark wants to do. I spent the time, I think this was a little before COVID hit and all the quarantine stuff happened. I dropped out of the academy, started doing a lot of self-development stuff. And with my buddy Jacob, because he had a home gym, lives like a minute away from my house, he made sure I was on track. I kept on his ass about stuff. That was the biggest, it's a terrible thing, but it was one of the biggest blessings in my life that happened for me. It gave me the time that I needed to heal. It gave me the time to think of what I wanted to do, how I was going to do it. I started going to get mentored by my coach, Zach. He helped me set up something online. He helped me create a business name. He kind of showed me the ropes a little bit. And I ended up calling my company and starting an online training business called Aesthetics Academy. Originally, it was for men, helping them build the body that they want, the aesthetic look for men. But then I started having women want to train with me as well. And so now I train men and women. Getting into the apparel company that's called Aesthetics. That was just something I was going to be making t-shirts for, just for like my clients as on board. Okay, here's a t-shirt. Here you go. Welcome to the team kind of thing. Started designing, was like coming out with new ideas. And I fell in love with it. I didn't think I was going to get into this at all, like ever. Started designing hats. I made a hoodie, made a shirt. And when I finally launched it, people were messaging me like crazy. It was just like, whoa, okay. You all actually want my shit? Cool. Hoodies are about to sell out. It's going to be the first time I ever sell out of my apparel. It's an amazing feeling. It's just that relationship. I'm just so thankful for it. I don't regret anything with that woman. I still hope she's doing amazing. It's something that I think it's definitely something that's pushed me and given me more drive in my life to not just prove her wrong. It's not doing it to prove her wrong, but it made me find myself more. It made me find out who Mark really is, what he wants to do with his life, and what he truly loves. I love helping people. I love transforming someone's body that gives them so much confidence and gives them so much more energy and just lets them be happier with their family, just every day-to-day life. It's such a cool feeling when you get to see the results after even just a month. They're already down, I'd say, 15, however much weight you want to say, and they're smiling, they're happy, they're ecstatic about it. And I was like, I fucking love this, dude. I remember laying in my bed one day, kind of like down for some reason, and my client, Allie, sent me a progress picture of 1 month finally she looked amazing. Like, she just looked so toned up. She wasn't even following like a strict plan. I just cleaned her diet up a little bit. Didn't really give her too much, and she just followed it for like a month, and she looks amazing now. That's how I knew I loved it. When you see the progress on other people and you get super happy about that, you know you're in love with this. I'm so happy with where I'm at in life now. Things are starting to take off. I wanted to be the first person in my family to start a business, and that's what I'm doing. And it's finally starting to happen. And I'm also doing posing coaching for men's physique, and that's starting to take off as well.
Add a fucking boy, Mark. Good. I can speak on the, like, once you see someone like kind of follow your plan and it work, and they're starting to see it and feel great about themselves. Hell yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking did this shit.
Love it.
Wait till you get someone figured out all the way, and you can diet them down for a show.
Oh, I'm excited about that. I'm definitely not ready for that. I'm still learning, but that's gonna be such a cool moment for me.
Oh, it's rad, because it's like watching your child take their first steps.
As they walk up the stage, it's just like, oh.
Look at you there. Look at you there, Bambi. Just getting out there in the world.
I did that, but you did it too.
No, man, I'm way proud of you. Like I said, we've known each other for over 4 years now. I mean, I knew you as a kid. You know, you've always been baby Mark. You know,
I remember that. Love it.
Like that's my. I saw you and I was like, that's my kid brother. You know.
Not my last memory of you, but I remember 18th birthday. He's an adult. Okay, came up to the counter. Next thing I know, I have Jake on my back, choking me out. I'm about to black out. I'm like, Jake, fall to my knees, and he's just like, oh, he's actually blacking out. Cool. I was like, happy birthday to me.
Well, there was that one kid. I had it set in as an alarm on my phone. That one kid,
Matt.
Matt. I was like, it was punch Matt in the face. It was on his 18th birthday. I used to set reminders like that for all you youngsters. But no, man. So you brought up, when we were talking about this earlier, you had brought up your eating disorder. So how did that come about? You said that was before you got into competing.
Yeah. So I was never diagnosed with it, but
okay.
I knew I had it. And you look back at it, I was so skinny. I didn't eat food. I grew up in a family that was very big. I was the only child that was skinny, but being the only skinny kid in that family, you don't see that. You see, okay, brother's fat, mom and dad are pretty big too. That means I'm fat too, right? That's what that means. And so when I was 16, I would say 5'7", 5'6", maybe, and I was 105 pounds. And I think normal weight is like 130 for teens that age. I remember I would look up on the back of the food labels. If they had more than like 8 to 10 carbs, I wouldn't eat it. I would eat maybe half a meal a day and still go work out because I still loved it. So I'm burning all those calories, but not eating. So I was super lean, looked like I had muscle, but I wasn't feeding it. I was starting to get super skinny. I was afraid of food. My thought process was, okay, if I eat this, I'm going to blow up and lose all my gains, lose everything. And so my mom was just to a point where she started trying to shove food down my throat. And my Italian mom, she makes us eat food. Like, she makes us eat. That woman can cook. She just got really worried for me, because I think even before prep, I would stick food in my mouth and chew it, and then I would just spit it out for flavor, because it's just how bad it was. And there's a picture on my Instagram, and I actually announced that I had an eating disorder probably 2 weeks ago, and I got really good feedback. made me vulnerable to the public, and a lot of people have these issues too. And so people will come to you and ask, like, how did you get over it? It's like, it's so nice because you can relate to so many other people. Like, everybody has problems. That's why I'm so open to, like, talking about these things. Everybody has their own shit that they go through. It's just like being open about it.
That's basically what this show is, you know. If the first year of this was pretty much just Paul and I yelling at each other about how fucked up we are, you know. Am I wrong here, Paul, or did you stink off to pee?
Nope, you're not wrong at all.
I've not been like, I haven't done drugs really. I have, but that was like out of the relationship, still healing, pretty fresh out of it. Kind of just wanted to experiment and feel something again. And so I tried shrooms, and that was something that was great. That was a good time.
Hell yeah, that's a fantastic time.
They're amazing, right?
Yeah.
I remember getting it, and I wanted to do it alone for the first time in my room. Probably not the best time to do it, but I just still did it. Fresh with the breakup, took it. Remember going from happy, like being just like kind of giggly, smiling a little bit, getting more intense, having the best time right there. I looked at my dog, Bruno. He's a pit bull, just kind of looking at me. I gave him a little fist bump. I was like, you've been here through everything. I love you. Gave him a kiss. I started bawling my eyes out, thinking about like my ex. And I was just like, wow, this is, and then 10 seconds later, I'm just like having tears come down my face, smiling, listening to music. And then I think the last thing that happened for like the experimentation part was I tried Molly. That was a good time too. Did that at a concert. Felt love for myself for the first time ever. It was a bad situation for like the first time. Like, okay, I told the guy that I was with, the group that I was with, said, well, I don't know if I want to take it because I have to drive home. Never taken it before. Said, well, how about this? How about you take it? I drive you back to our place. You can stay the night. I was like, sure, cool, done. Give me the pill. Here we go. Took it. 10 minutes later, he's like, hey, my girlfriend's mad. She doesn't feel good. We're going home. I'm just like, the fuck? What do you mean you're going home? And so the group sees me starting to like get a little paranoid. One of the guys takes me down, and I'm more into it now, but he was just like, have you ever meditated before? And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking meditate right now. What do you mean? And said to me, I was like, do some breathing techniques. I'm like, around everyone, all these, like, there's like a couple hundred people here. Ended up doing it after 5 deep breaths. I woke up and everything's surround sound. And I remember going up to a girl and she was like, how are you? Touched my arm, just like, she's like, that feels good. I'm like, it feels amazing. And my buddy looks at me and says, don't go falling in love tonight, Mark. And I was like, what do you mean? And I remember the music, it was like a hard style concert, just like disco kind of thing. Felt love for myself for the first time. It's like I got hit in the heart. It was just like, oh my gosh, okay. And it felt love. It felt amazing. Next 2 days, it was kind of like down, low energy. But then after that, I was just like, I feel good. That was a good experience. Molly was a good time. And a story.
Just remember, it's okay to have the good experiences, but don't chase them.
Yeah.
Because then you end up hosting a podcast called the Sober Swole podcast, where you spend the first year just yelling about how the dumb shit you did with your buddy. All right.
True. Yeah, I haven't been into that stuff in a while.
Thank you, sir.
So where can people find your apparel? Do you have a website set up, or is it all through just your Instagram?
The website's still getting set up currently. It's all through my Instagram. If they just send me a message on Markfield Official or the Aesthetics Academy page, we can set you guys up. So
it's at Markfield Official on Instagram, and then is it at the Aesthetics Academy or just Aesthetics Academy?
Aesthetics Academy with an X at the end. So AESTHETIX.
Okay. And then just say, hey, give me your shit.
Yeah, and you'll see all the clothing on there. I have pictures and a like introduction video for like all the apparel like launched. Yeah, just send me a message if you guys would like to get some because it's getting kind of chilly over here. So if you want a hoodie, keep it pretty warm.
Yeah. It gets kind of cold when the sun goes down out here now. So
Yeah.
So what's next, man? Are you looking to compete in 2021?
Yeah.
Because
go ahead.
well, because I know your national qualification is kind of not valid anymore, right? Because you took all 2020 off, and
so I got to definitely get requalified. I'm not worried about requalifying. I know I'll requalify pretty easily. National show, I think, is definitely 2021. I was going to be competing in the summer shredding for Alpha Elite this year.
Yeah.
But I decided, I really don't want to be spending this money that might even get canceled. I'm sure y'all saw like a bunch of shows, competitors got their shows canceled like right when they got there.
Dude, I've had people like 4 weeks out and have had to pull back and readjust, and it's just been the year. It is what it is.
That'd be brutal.
Not me though. I've been sitting here getting fat, just trying to find stuff to get the home gym set up, and I finally got that all done. But yeah, it's so Texas has been kind of a hot spot for the COVID. I mean, Arizona is too. So I mean, there's not really too much shit talk we can actually do. But how's that going in your opinion? Like, how is it better than what we're seeing or hearing, or is it
COVID?
Yeah.
So it just feels normal.
It feels normal out there now.
Yeah, because like nothing's really closed. Honestly, like I'm going out to bars now again, wearing masks and being safe about it. But if I've had it, I've already had it twice probably, because I've gotten like I feel like I've been sick, like pretty sick twice, and it's just like it goes away on its own. Personally, it's a serious thing, but I don't think it should hold you back. I think like I'm still going out with friends personally, and we're going out to clubs. It's just like I've been around all these people. How have I not gotten it yet?
Well, I mean, that's a whole can of worms in and of itself. But no, at least you're being safe about it, I guess. Being as safe as you can.
Says the guy who wasn't.
It feels like so normal in Texas. Like everybody out here is doing their own thing still. Like it's back from where we were all so scared of it to everybody in Texas that I've seen that there's so many people going out. It just feels like back to normal life again. We just have to wear masks and get our temperature taken. It's just so normalized over here, and it's probably very different where you guys are at.
It doesn't feel locked down at all here anymore.
Not at all. Like downtown Gilbert, there's a shit ton of people walking around. Theaters are open, bars and restaurants.
Traffic is back.
Oh, dude, because all the snowbirds.
Traffic's back.
All the fucking snowbirds. That's why.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I don't think Georgetown has it too bad, but out here we have snowbird season, Mark, and that's when everybody's grandma and grandpa comes down to Arizona for the winter.
Ooh.
Oh, it's great.
It's fucking horrible.
All of a sudden, your normal traffic takes you another half hour to get to wherever you need to go, and it's great. Yep. Especially out here, I live more in the desert, away from the other guys too.
He lives in New Mexico.
Yeah. But the houses are cheaper, so it's easier to afford your second home, kind of thing. Yeah. So taking the kids to school, I can barely get out of my driveway. Pretty rad.
You're in Arizona, right? You said.
Yeah, we're all in Arizona out here. I'm in Santan Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember driving. So my cousin from California actually just moved over here with me, and I remember driving from California back to Texas, and we drove through Arizona. Hottest place I've ever been at nighttime, at least. It was like 104 at night.
Oh, so you came in through a nice cool evening, cool summer evening.
Yeah.
Where were you driving through?
I don't actually know.
It'd be
I
on
don't
the
really know
10.
at all.
Yeah, he's probably on 10. Went
Yeah,
through Phoenix.
yeah, he took the 10 because I drove from San Diego to Texas to El Paso and then also to Dallas, and then we took the 10 the whole way through.
Mm-hmm. The worst part about that 10 is if you hit New Mexico at night. That's the worst. All that dead area when you're trying to get.
Not only that, dude,
Everything's
I
up.
found like New Mexico had a shit ton of cops just chilling on the side of the road.
Yeah, they're bored. What else are they gonna do?
Yeah, no shit.
Well, anyway, Mark, I think this is probably a good spot to call the show, man. Unless you guys got any questions for him.
No, dude, like that was a fantastic story. He explained it well. I felt like I was there with him. He was very imaginative and very colorful with his words and how he told the story, man. I just want to say thank you, and it was a pleasure meeting you, man.
Nice meeting you too. Thanks for having me.
We're talking
Mark,
about how
we'll get this all set up. It'll be up on the Twitch page, and then on Friday around like 2:45 Central, it'll be up on the YouTube channel.
Cool.
Yeah, man, and I wish you I love you like you're my brother, man. Like you're like my little kid brother, man. And I am so excited for you, and I know you're gonna keep doing cool shit, and it's gonna pop. And I'm very excited for you.
Hell yeah, I love you too, buddy. It's good seeing you again.
All right, brother. You have a good night, man.
You too. Nice meeting you guys. Let's do this again.
you as
Yeah.
well, Mark. Thank
Have
you.
a good night. Thank you.
Y'all have a good night. Bye.
Well, Paul, you wanna close us out?
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of not all ages, thank you for listening to the Sober Swole podcast. And thank you for listening. I don't know why I did that fucking accent. But anyways, thank you, Mark, for being our guest this evening and sharing your story with us. It was fantastic. And I think we had an awesome podcast tonight. Jake, unfortunately, is not with us in person. However, he's being safe and respectful. So we want to appreciate you for doing that as well. We love you. If you need anything from us, we're there, brother.
Oh yeah. Before we take off, I have an announcement.
Oh yeah.
I have agreed in principle for this space to be taken over starting December 1st. So the official mobility of Buy to Buy and Buy to Buy Studios is in full effect heading into January. So
Yay!
yeah, so I mean everything is as normal moving forward until we're not here anymore. So don't trip on that. Next 4 or 5 weeks is good to go. And I'll let you know if anything changes. But yeah, look to have this. We'll be doing this same shit just in the trailer. And
Hell yeah,
I
dude.
showed you guys the
Yeah.
pictures of like the little mini home that I'm like that I stumbled across today. But like that's where that's what I'm looking at. Big picture, but yeah, just
Well, dude, 4 months, man, of not having to pay this. You could have it paid in full.
it's coming. So
And then we're going to do a rotation rotation of whose house we stop by and stuff like that.
hey, whatever makes sense, man. I'll come up to Santana. I don't mean a thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, come out to Santa. You guys.
Come kick it with the Coyotes. All right, gents. Anything
right.
else?
All right.
No.
No, have a good night.
Y'all have a
Ryan, I'm
good
stoked
night.
for you too, brother.
right.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you guys. And hey, and congratulations. Welcome to the club, sir.
Yes. Congratulations, brother.
She put a ring on it.
All right.
All right, later,
Peace out,
brother.
everybody.
Love you. Good night.
Love you too.